Somewhere in the forest, something is watching. You don't hear it move. You don't see it step. But its eyes follow every motion you make. For thousands of years, humans have walked through forests believing they are the observers of nature. Yet in many wild places, the truth is quietly reversed. Humans are often the ones being observed. And the animal doing the watching is one of the most elusive predators in North America. The mountain lion. Also known as the cougar or puma, the mountain lion is a master of patience and silence. It lives across vast landscapes of the western United States, from dry deserts to dense forests and rugged mountain slopes. Unlike wolves that travel in packs, or bears that leave obvious signs of their presence, the mountain lion prefers solitude. It moves quietly through its territory, often without leaving a single trace. And sometimes it watches humans. Not out of curiosity alone, but out of instinct. Mountain lions rely on stealth to survive. Their entire hunting strategy depends on observation. Before they move, before they act, they watch. They study movement. They wait. And forests provide the perfect environment for this silent surveillance. Tall trees break up shapes and shadows. Thick undergrowth muffles sound. Rocky ridges offer high ground that overlooks trails and valleys. From these natural vantage points, a mountain lion can remain completely hidden while observing everything below. This ability is not unusual for a predator. But what surprises many people is how often it happens without us realizing it. Wildlife researchers studying mountain lions have discovered that hikers, cyclists, and campers sometimes pass within a short distance of these animals without ever knowing. Motion-activated cameras have captured moments where a cougar appears seconds after a human passes by. Quiet. Still. Watching. But why would a powerful predator choose observation instead of action? The answer lies in the mountain lion's careful approach to survival. Unlike predators that chase prey over long distances, mountain lions rely on energy efficiency. Every movement costs energy, and every hunt carries risk. An injury in the wild can mean the difference between life and death. So mountain lions minimize unnecessary actions. They watch first. Only when conditions are right do they move. And when humans appear in their territory, the mountain lion usually chooses caution. Humans are not natural prey for cougars. In fact, humans represent something far more unpredictable. Noise. Movement. Unknown behavior. Because of this uncertainty, most mountain lions prefer to remain hidden and simply observe until the human leaves the area. This silent evaluation happens more often than people imagine. In some cases, researchers tracking GPS-collared cougars have found that the animals stayed within sight of human trails for extended periods, yet remained invisible. The cougar simply sat on a hillside or behind thick vegetation. Watching. The forest itself helps conceal the predator. Mountain lions have tawny fur that blends perfectly with dry grasses, rocky soil, and tree bark. Their bodies stay low to the ground, and their movements are slow and controlled. Even their paws are designed for silence. Soft pads reduce sound as they step across leaves, dirt, or stone. Their tails act as balance, allowing them to move smoothly across uneven terrain. The result is a predator that can navigate the forest almost like a shadow. And this silence has shaped how mountain lions interact with humans. Most encounters between people and cougars end without anyone realizing the predator was ever there. Hikers might walk along a narrow forest trail. A mountain lion sits quietly above them on a ridge. It watches until they pass. Then it disappears back into the forest. This pattern is common across cougar territory. Yet the animal's quiet presence has inspired many stories. Hunters have described a feeling of being watched in remote forests. Trail runners sometimes notice fresh paw prints on a path they just traveled. And occasionally, motion sensors reveal something remarkable. A cougar following behind a human trail, at a safe distance. Watching. Not attacking. Just observing. For the mountain lion, this behavior is part of understanding its environment. Every moving creature in the forest provides information. Is it prey? Is it danger? Is it something unfamiliar? Observation helps answer those questions. But there is another reason cougars watch so carefully. They are incredibly intelligent predators. Mountain lions are capable of learning from experience. They remember locations of prey, seasonal movements of animals, and patterns of human activity. Over time, some cougars become very familiar with human presence. They learn when hikers usually pass through certain trails. They learn where campgrounds appear during certain seasons. And they learn that most humans are not worth approaching. So instead of confrontation, they observe. From behind trees. From rocky ledges. From the shadows of thick forest cover. And when the moment passes, they move on. The forest returns to quiet. The human continues their journey, unaware that for several minutes, perhaps longer, the most powerful predator in the region was only a short distance away. Watching, waiting, and deciding that silence was the better choice. Yet the story of the mountain lion is not simply about stealth. It is about survival in an environment where every decision matters. Because the same patience that allows a cougar to observe humans also makes it one of the most successful hunters in the wild. And understanding how this predator survives requires looking deeper into the strategies it uses every day. Strategies built on patience, precision, and an extraordinary ability to disappear into the forest itself. To understand why the mountain lion spends so much time watching, it helps to understand how it hunts. Unlike predators that rely on speed alone, cougars depend on timing. A mountain lion may spend hours quietly observing the movements of animals across a hillside. Deer grazing in a clearing. Elk moving along a valley trail. Or smaller mammals traveling through brush. The cougar studies these movements carefully. It watches patterns. It notices when an animal becomes distracted. It measures distance and terrain. Only after this long period of observation does the predator begin to move. But even then, the movement is slow and controlled. Mountain lions rarely chase prey across open ground. Instead, they close the distance gradually. Using trees. Using rocks. Using shadows. Each step brings the predator closer without being noticed. When the moment is right, the cougar makes a short, powerful sprint. The hunt ends quickly. This strategy is incredibly efficient. But it only works because the mountain lion invests so much time in observation. Watching first. Acting second. This same instinct applies when humans enter their environment. When a cougar notices a person walking through the forest, the predator automatically begins the same process it would use with any other animal. Observation. Evaluation. Decision. However, humans behave very differently from natural prey. We walk upright. We speak. We carry unfamiliar objects. Sometimes we travel in groups. For the mountain lion, this unpredictability often signals caution. So instead of approaching, the cougar keeps its distance. And simply watches. Wildlife biologists studying cougar behavior have discovered that these predators are extremely aware of human presence in their territory. GPS tracking has revealed that many mountain lions adjust their movement patterns to avoid humans. In regions where hiking trails are common, cougars often become more active at night. They move through the same areas when the forest becomes quiet. But during daylight hours, when humans are more active, they remain hidden, watching from afar. This behavior demonstrates something important. Mountain lions are not reckless predators. They are careful decision makers. Every movement in the wild carries risk. An injury while hunting could leave a cougar unable to catch food. Approaching an unfamiliar animal, especially one that walks upright and behaves unpredictably, is rarely worth that risk. So observation becomes the safest option. And the forest provides countless places for that observation to happen. Steep ridges overlooking valleys. Dense thickets near game trails. Fallen logs that provide cover. These natural features allow a cougar to remain completely invisible while watching everything nearby. Sometimes, the animal may stay in one location for long periods. Its ears listening. Its eyes scanning. The forest is never truly silent. Birds call from tree branches. Squirrels move through leaves. Wind shifts the canopy above. The cougar processes all of this information. Every sound and movement adds to its understanding of the environment. Humans entering this environment become just another piece of that puzzle. A passing figure on a trail. A distant voice echoing through trees. The cougar watches until it understands what the movement means. Then it decides. Usually, the decision is simple. Remain hidden. Allow the human to pass. Continue hunting once the area becomes quiet again. Yet despite their cautious nature, mountain lions remain powerful predators. They are capable of leaping distances greater than their body length several times over. Their hind legs are built for explosive strength. Their flexible spine allows sudden bursts of acceleration. But these abilities are used sparingly. Because survival in the wild is not about constant action. It is about choosing the right moment. Observation ensures that moment is clear. And that is why the mountain lion is often called a ghost of the forest. Not because it is rare, but because it moves without being seen. For centuries, mountain lions have lived alongside humans across North America. In earlier times, their range extended across nearly the entire continent. From the forests of the east to the mountains of the west. Today, their populations are more concentrated in western landscapes where large stretches of wilderness still exist. Yet, even in these areas, cougars continue to share space with people. Hiking trails cross their territories. Rural communities sit near their hunting grounds. And still, most mountain lions remain unseen. This quiet coexistence is possible because of the cougar's natural caution. Unlike animals that seek conflict, mountain lions prefer distance. Their survival depends on avoiding unnecessary danger. And humans represent the most unpredictable presence in their environment. So the cougar adapts. It becomes quieter, more careful, more watchful. Wildlife researchers often describe cougars as highly adaptable predators. They can live in deserts, forests, mountains, and even areas near cities. As long as there is enough cover and prey, the mountain lion can survive. But survival in these environments requires understanding the patterns of other animals, including humans. Over time, many cougars learn when people are most active. They learn where trails are busiest. And they adjust their own movements accordingly. Night becomes their preferred time to travel. Dense vegetation becomes their hiding place during the day. From these hidden locations, they watch the changing rhythms of the forest. Deer moving through early morning fog. Birds settling into trees at dusk. And occasionally, humans passing through the landscape. The cougar remains still. Observing. Not interfering. Because the forest operates on balance. Predators control prey populations. Prey animals shape vegetation through grazing. And each species influences the environment in subtle ways. The mountain lion plays an important role in this balance. By hunting deer and other herbivores, cougars help prevent overgrazing. This allows young trees and plants to grow, which supports birds, insects, and countless smaller species. In this way, the quiet predator contributes to the health of the entire ecosystem. Yet its presence often goes unnoticed. Because the cougar does not announce itself. It does not roar through the forest like a lion on the savanna. Instead, it moves silently through shadows and trees. Watching. Learning. Waiting. For those who travel through wild forests, the experience may feel peaceful and empty. But the forest is rarely empty. It is full of life. Some of it visible. Some of it hidden. And sometimes, somewhere beyond the edge of sight, a mountain lion is sitting quietly on a hillside. Its golden eyes focused on movement below. Studying the passing figure on a trail. Not with aggression. Not with fear. But with the calm attention of a predator that survives by understanding everything around it. For a few moments, the cougar simply watches. Then the human disappears into the forest. The sounds of footsteps fade. Bird calls return. Wind moves through the trees again. The mountain lion stands. It stretches slowly. And without a sound, it walks deeper into the wilderness. Returning to the silent world where observation, patience, and balance shape every moment of survival.